Hi, my name is Tim Gomez, and this is, it would seem, another episode of Tim talking to himself, which again gives me freedom and could be lucky. First, to put the light on it all, I'd like to state my intentions. I intend to put this awareness of myself first in my life, to come into touch more and more with my higher self. This is a journey, and it's a big one. I intend, with the powers that have been bestowed upon me, to bring unity, love and peace. I told you, for me this is a love story, and it must be a love story. But there are still adventures, there are still battles. So, I'm going to try and keep this light, but there are elements that will not be light. But I will keep it light, because that's safe. First of all, a reference to the Mahabharata and Krishna's desire and push for Arjuna to fight. Arjuna doesn't want to, but he's pushed to by his favourite person, Krishna. He's taught along the way, and then comes to a point where only he can pick up the weapons that are arrayed around him, that he knows about, that Krishna has taught him about. And only he can raise those weapons. And he doesn't want to. It's not in his nature. I find myself in a remarkably similar situation. It's not in my nature to fight. And yet I am here to fight. And I find it so strange, because I want to feel love. I want to find the people that I love. And yet to do that, they're pushing me to fight. So angels, I pray you're with me now. I will continue to play, because I much prefer that. But I am being pushed to fight. Let me give you a little background. Champions. Spanish update. Look, to be honest, champions, I don't even want to talk about it, okay? It's going to be a little forgotten story in all of this, to be honest, because the Spanish trip, it didn't go so well. I didn't make any money, and I got hungry, and champions street life, it's not good. I had some weird romantic notion and memory of it. It's not true, okay? So it didn't go particularly well, and I'd like it if you don't bring it up. And basically, the universe turned me round and brought me back here. And now I don't even have a car. I don't have all my stuff. Got like 2 pairs of boxer shorts, 2 pairs of socks, and a pair of jeans, and So it did free me up, but not how I wanted. But you know, I'm being shown that doors that don't open are protecting you, and a door will surely open. So, champions, I'd really like it if we just don't bring up the Spanish story anymore. It wasn't much fun. Okay, so I'm back here, I'm cool. But anyway, next little story about forgiveness. I've thought of this for some time. You know, forgiveness is a letting go, but I have to expand that a little bit. For example, if someone had mistreated an animal, I'm very fond of animals, I'm not particularly patient or good with them, but I'm very fond of them. If someone had mistreated an animal in the past, and they'd mistreated it badly, but then that animal was rescued, rehabilitated, and brought back into some semblance of being a happy animal, that person moved on, even if they never came to terms with the fact that they had abused that animal. I can forgive them, because it's bad software running in a person. That's all it is. However, that's forgiveness, that's in the past. That can be let go. But if that same person came in front of me in real time and abused that animal, that has nothing to do with forgiveness. I will react. In this world, we're all talking about a clean slate, huh? And it is true, it must be, because it's the only way forward. Because if we went retro here and started looking back at recent history, semi-recent history, there are things that would be very hard to forgive if you got into them. The Second World War, the Spanish Inquisition, I mean, you could literally trace the families of the very people that perpetrated it. We can't do that. That cannot be done. I cannot go there. That would be ridiculous. But again, if those same atrocities raise their head in real time, right now in front of me, that's nothing to do with forgiveness. I recognize in every single human being the same core. Then there's some bad software running in some people, some groups of people. That can still be forgiven. But not if it really comes out and starts to show its ugliest face. Just recently, very recently, in the last few days, my inner feminine she's been pretty pissed off, to be honest. She didn't like the time on the street at all. I mean, we had no money, no food, no bed. It wasn't fun. It was not her thing. She has decided that she deserves a lot better, and she wants a bit of luxury. So she's not going back to the street like that. No. So she's my inner masculine was feeling a bit sheepish. She kicked his ass quite a lot, which ironically is funny because one of the things she's pissed off with him for is that he lets his ass get kicked, and there she is kicking it. But hey, go figure. But anyway, they were cool. We got back here, we calmed down, had some food, shower, take care of yourself. My inner feminine was feeling a lot better with that. And she was. And they were getting on really good, starting to, sort it out. No problems again. no problems. But then made a mistake of noticing something in a certain Supreme Court of a certain country bringing up a law or taking down a law that takes away the women's right to their body. And oh, you times that horrendously. Because you know I say, I'm the women's champion. I've stated that clearly. When I first stated it, it was in relation to this exact subject. But the problem being, is it came up when my inner feminine was building in strength. And you triggered her, man, because if I say I'm the women's champion, guess who my inner feminine is? She's the women's champion. And you pissed her right off. And she's gone full warrior mind. I'm calming her down. My inner masculine's calming her down. I'm calming down. We're all trying to calm down here. But she just kicked all our asses again. And her energy has been bubbling in me. Bubbling in my blood and bones. Fizzing. I cannot believe that you judges and that Supreme Court would do this. This is housekeeping, by the way, to put it in a little bit of context. I'm not angry. I am silently menacing that you would go after the women's right to their own body. That is disgusting. That is utterly disgusting. But on top of that, the real thing that got me, you know, is incentivizing bounty hunting. That, I know exactly what that is. That is turning neighbour on neighbour, person on person. That is the prelude to what you have all done before and you will never do again. That you would think to do such a thing. So, I don't know how to address it. Originally I addressed it, and to be honest, you've helped me. You've helped me continue the book. I've come up with a new chapter. I haven't written it yet. But my inner feminine is pretty certain it's getting written. Because you see, you're coming at me with fire. And you can only fight fire with fire. So, original time, I threatened you. I threatened, now, get this straight, I'm not being political. It's not political at all. Might be for you. It's not political. I'm not political. I don't know. That was on cue. I guess I'll continue. It's a one-off. You see, for you to come like that and not expect redress shows your utter lack of awareness. It's about unity and you're trying to divide even now. I know your game. So please, a cry out for all women, this can't happen. These laws cannot be made like this. You're taking steps in the wrong direction. Do you understand? Okay. Anger over. I'm not angry. Even if everything's falling down. While we're on the house, get the fighting talk out of the way. Please, everyone with light in their heart, start letting it shine, because it's the only way to remove darkness. The dark forces on this earth will try now everything they can, as I've just pointed out with the Supreme Court's decision. And that's just one aspect. As much as we as a collective can't focus on it, I have to be aware of it. I don't want to be, I don't enjoy it. I want to be in a love story. But it seems I am in a unique position. And at least being told to strengthen my spine in these matters, state myself clearly. So as the women's champion, I'm on that side. The political effects, it's your problem. Personally, I would think anyone deciding now to vote for these clowns, can't you see where they're going, where they wanted to go? If a certain president of a certain country had still been in power, his boss, him who I shall not name, I shall now give a name, I call him Mr. Stick the Boot in. Boot in. That is the ex-president's boss. It was obvious. Therefore, the entire party can you see where their allegiance is? And can you see the danger it presents when right now they're trying to do the classic neighbour against neighbour, man against woman? Their route is clear. It has been proved throughout history. It cannot tolerate this sort of intolerance. We can all be one. We can all be and live in peace. But these dark forces have once more overplayed their hands, and they have been for millennia. And it is time for them to go. So, angels, I'm calling on you, light workers, champions, raise your level of love and gratitude. It's the only way we can do it. If I must fight, then I want love at my back, because that's the only force going to push us forward. It's not in my nature to fight. And I guess that's exactly why I'm put here. Between a rock and a hard place, all the time, and choose the middle ground. So I pray for change in these things. Now, while we're on it, Mr. Rump, I've decided it is mean to take a letter from you. So I'm giving you an F, Mr. Frump. Seems good. Truly pissed off with you. And Box News. Whole lot of you, look, there's a judge there. I warned her a year ago. I said, wisdom would leave the battlefield. You didn't. Of course you didn't. So now I warn the whole crew. Every sponsor, every collaborator, every technician, every cameraman, every mail person, every writer. Wisdom would leave that battlefield now. Murder Rock, damage you've done and the damage you would have done is shocking. And Mr. Carlson, sorry to put you out, but I take away your T as well, and you get an F as well, okay? Just to make that clear. Okay. Housekeeping over. It was fizzing in me this all night. I couldn't get to sleep. Throughout all of this, fight or rest, left or right, look for her, wait for her, and always trying to find this middle ground. And sometimes you're pushed to a precipice. So I don't pray I haven't offended anyone. I hope I have offended a few. But I hope I haven't offended God and this universe. I hope I haven't put a step wrong. But I must have the courage to stand up. I must have the courage to write this love story. And there are still battles. In my romantic mind, I think it's all just gonna be all roses and beautiful, and I really hope it is. But right now, that's not being offered to me. And if I sit silent, you'll think I'm not doing anything. And you might give up on me. So then it comes down to simple self-preservation. I will not let you give up on me. That goes for all of you. You know? I can't even move at the moment. You know what? I've got to go to work on a fucking bicycle. And I don't know if you know about my recent history, but 2 years ago, I was riding a bicycle. It nearly killed me. And I haven't got on one since. And I'm going to have to get back on that bike. Bloody death traps, I tell you. Death traps. But hey, I can do that. The universe has brought me right back down to the ground. So clearly, that was meant to happen. And it's good. It's good. It's made me see clearer and simpler again. But I don't want to be left behind, you guys. I don't want to be left. And I'm not going to be. So if I have to fight for that, if I have to fight for you, Emma, then I'm fighting. If I have to stand up and do that, then I will do it. But a couple of days write your poem. A couple of days ago. Because I don't know what else to do, to be honest. So this was on the 10th of May. Magician in the Mirror. Love stories. I have been through the mirror a lot lately. In visions and dreams. In silence, sometimes I slip through the seams. Encounters and lessons, playful answers to my questions. Yet you have not been there. Or are you just beyond my sight? I long still to see your face, to bring me back to the light. I looked quite a sight in my last little film, unkempt and searching, thinking I was right. How do you search for something you have not lost? How do you find something you already have? Some time ago I had a dream. I observed as I chased you and let it all go to the wind. I had bags on my hands and cases on my feet, and as I got closer, it wasn't very neat. The wind took it all, yet we started to smile. Your love helped me to go the extra mile. I took that dream and tried to interpret. I packed my car with all that was worth it. I set my course east and went into the night, only to find myself in a bigger plight. The angels were pointing, my fairy godmother gave a hint, and after a not very long stint, my heart turned me back to where I had left. Yet I hope all was not in vain, as one thing from the dream became plain. It has all gone to the wind, and a lighter me has returned. My car did not come back, it seems to have its own track, and rather than the lack of all I held dear, I guess it has helped me to see more clear. That my mind just wants to control and decipher, eclipsing my knowledge and making my life up. So here I am once more, back on the floor, yet seeing more and more and more. How can I be so silly? How is it I cannot see that to find you, I have to find me? I felt lost for a little, with no vision of you, just going desperate on how to break through. Then just last night, after prayers and silence, I saw you again and something clicked into place. A little later, you assured me I would see your face. In the morning again, you were there in the mirror, and this just gave me a shiver. I am learning, my love. I promise it is true. I am seeing my strength that must come through. I am finding myself and learning to love. My struggle has been that I want to just put you up above and think of nothing but that love. Yet then to you, I would just seem empty, as my energy would just want to draw on what seems to have plenty. So all I can ask as I calm myself down is I would still like to see you in a gown. I am more home in me as I allow my things to flee, and this freedom I am certain brings me closer to thee. Keep your hands on the mirror, my angel from above. I am only just learning the value of self-love. It is your teaching, your gift to me, that to find you, I must find me. Still I can play and find a way to say, it seems when I am hurting, you don't feel like flirting. I used to be a bit of a clown, you see. Some stopped feeling down when they were with me. This was an energy I used to love. I remember I was once watched by my angel from above. At a certain hotel, some years ago, not long after a show, along came someone to say hello. How could I then know this was part of the plan? How could I not remember that she was from my clan? A long time later, I remembered a day when I was out surfing, when I was at play. My board was in pieces and you pointed it out. I could only stare as my heart tried to tell me it was you that was there. How many times have we met? What rhythms and waves have this plan set? I long to surf with you, my love. I picture it as our place. That is a place I can so easily see your face. Once more in this way, I feel closer to you and closer to me. A way to reach out, a way to reach through. Please hear me, my love, and be once more assured of my love. Meet me at the mirror when you can. I know you must protect yourself. It is part of the plan. I know now that I hurt you, and I want to say sorry. It makes me feel like I was hit by a lorry. So inner work and self-love, forgiveness and help from above, gratitude and prayer, wash behind my ears, and you know what? I am almost there. Where, you may ask? Worthy, I would say. Worthy of 1 minute or 1 day. Worthy to at least ask that sweet someone if she would just like to come out and play. What are we gonna do? Patience, surrender, or fight? I want to be with you all. I told you. I really, really want to be with you.